what they've accomplished. We're very excited to be in the playoffs in the Final Four. And just overall, just can't say enough good things about our players, our coaches, our staff. To be 13-0, I mean, that, my mouth has a hard time even, forming that. It's just very unfamiliar to say that in relation to football. I mean, it sounds like, a hot start to a basketball season at the beginning of the season. But with that being said, we're excited for the challenge to advance and to see how we'll stack up in the playoffs.
Thanks, Coach. Once again, please use the raise your hand function in the reactions tab to ask a question of Coach Harbaugh. The Wolverines will take on TCU Saturday, December 31st at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on ESPN. Please get your credentials now as well. We'll start off with Rainier from the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Jim, just wanted to get your thoughts. There was an NFL Network report out there that, they're betting you for a candidate for a job, multiple teams in the NFL. I was just wanting your reaction to that and whether you would even consider that at this point after this year.
Well, it's a lot of that time of the year type of speculation, but I think no man knows the future, but I think the people that think we've done a good job and are pleased with the job that we've done here in Michigan. They're going to be, very happy to learn that we'll be back enthusiastically coaching the Wolverines in 2023. And for those people that don't approve of the job we've done or would rather see somebody else coaching here, I think they'll be most likely disappointed to learn that we're back coaching the Wolverines in 2023.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Are there any other questions for Coach Harbaugh this evening? Going, as they say in an auctioneer, Coach. Oh, here we go. Brian Estridge from TCU Radio. Brian, go ahead for Coach Harbaugh.
Hey, Coach, thanks for the time here tonight. For folks who are, here in Texas, if you could describe your team and what you want them to be about offensively and defensively. I'm not necessarily talking about schematically. Like, what's the mentality of your group? What would you say?
There'd probably be a lot would go into that. I think it's just, guys that are relentless competitors and, every day they're about taking care of their business on and off the field. They work and compete. What I've been looking at from TCU, I think we're built a lot the same way. Both teams. And I hope that the TCU coaches would say the same about us after watching it, watching us play. And a lot of other things I would say about our team. They're tremendous mindset when it comes to the more physical we game plan the game, the more they seem to embrace it, and I love that about our team. I think it's and I take myself out of this, but the coaching has been really good. Our defensive staff, what they've been able to do. Teachers, real teachers. Same with our offensive staff and our special teams. Everybody just bleeds blue. They all pull in the same direction and tremendous, relentless competitors.
Brian, do you have a follow-up or are you all set?
All good. Thank you, Coach.
Coach, I'm going to ask one just because the nature of the story here, and I think you'll appreciate it. You have a young man on your team who was from Phoenix Pinnacle High School, J.D. Johnson, who was highly recruited to come out there and unfortunately due to medical condition couldn't play, but you honored his scholarship. Can you share a little bit with the group here about JD and him with the Michigan program?
Yeah, JD, I'll tell you, I watch him throw the ball pre-practice or during practice, just throw and play catch with him sometimes. I mean, an amazing arm. He can still rip it like you wouldn't believe. But he's, unfortunately, the doctors are not letting him play. And he's turned that, hasn't felt sorry for himself, hasn't gotten bitter, he's just gotten better. And really the only difference in those two words are an I and an E. So I say that to say, he's made it, not about himself or getting bitter about the circumstances, but become a tremendous coach. He's one of our student coaches and does an amazing job. And if that's what he chooses to do in life, he'll be extremely successful, just like his dad, Dave. So I can't say enough good things about JD Johnson. He's been responsible for the circumstances that he has and turning those into success. He's a joy and a pleasure to be around daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and he really contributes to our success both on the field and off the field. Just a spectacular young man.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll turn to Michael Cohen from Fox Sports.
Hey, Jim. In regards to your answer earlier about the report by NFL Network, do you feel it's important to come out and clarify that you're definitely going to be back as you sort of jump out on the recruiting trail now? And do you think some of the uncertainty from last year at this time influenced recruiting at all for the 2023 class that you're trying to put together?
Yeah, Michael, it's like I said, I mean, it's really biblical. No man knows the future. I can't make any vows of what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. And if you don't mind, I'd ask you a question. I mean, there's tremendous coaches right here in our league. Ryan Day, Greg Schiano, Brett Bielema, Jeff Brom. I could go on and on. PJ Fleck. I mean, I think they deserve the job that they've done to be asked the same question.
Tony Garcia from the Detroit Free Press. You're up for Coach Harbaugh.
Yeah, hi, Jim. Again, congratulations on last night. This is obviously the first time we've gotten to speak with you other than last night since the reports about Mazi Smith came out last week. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that situation from your perspective, when you might have found out that he was arrested and had an incident, the decisions that went into deciding to play him throughout, and just where those things stand from your perspective.
Yeah, we found out at the day that it happened. Mazi was completely honest, upfront, cooperative. Felt like he gave us the exact circumstances. And then, as I said, I mean, this has been something it's gone to I really respect the justice system and feel like there'll be a fair resolution that comes soon from that. As far as decision to play Mazi Smith, from the time of the incident through now, I mean, that's a decision that's made by our athletic director, Ward Manuel, and our president, Santa Ono, and myself, all who know Mazi Smith and know that the kind of person he is and the trust that he's built up in our program.
I just wonder if I could add one follow-up to that. Other schools have had athletes in the Washtenaw County area with similar charges this fall, and those players were suspended. I wonder, does Michigan not have? I mean, he is being charged with a felony. Is there no blanket policy that says one way or the other that leaves it up to your discretion as you understand it?
I don't think it. Well, I mean, I'm not going to comment on whether I think it's a felony or not, or whether it should have been charged as a felony or not. But I think if you do your homework, you're going to realize that this is you can't compare this to the low hanging fruit that you think that's out there. And I just encourage you not to pander to the Twitter sphere, and really the haters, they like to drink their haterade and eat their hater tots. It's, let the facts come out. Let that be decided and adjudicated through the court system.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll do last call for questions, and while anyone raises their hand, a quick run through of the game week schedule. We'll have media day on Thursday, the 29th. Each team will have an hour time period with 45 minutes for coach and 45 minutes for the players. Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be the coordinator days. One day will be offense, one day will be defense with 5 players plus the coordinators. All right, we'll go to Dean from 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to get your thoughts on TCU quarterback Max Duggan, just what he's been able to do this year and what challenges he might present for you guys come this matchup.
I just want to go. I love my quarterback, JJ McCarthy. I don't think there's anyone better. Our guy, I mean, he just never gets flustered. He never gets rattled. I've never seen him nervous one time. And the TCU quarterback, I mean, I can't tell you what a joy and a pleasure was to watch him compete in the game on Saturday. Nothing but tremendous respect for the type of competitor that he is. And it's going to be a huge challenge getting ready for a quarterback like that. I mean, all I've seen is just relentless competitor, super talented, tremendous effort. I mean, any quarterback in the history of the game would have loved to have a game like he had on Saturday and have that on their resume. So that'll get us fired up. We'll be fired up to compete against a relentless competitor like him. It was just wonderful to watch him compete.
Thanks, Dean. We'll go to Dave Bowden from Frogs Today.
Hey, Coach. I need to talk a little bit about Max Duggan, and it's obviously super early, but just your initial impressions of TCU in general, of what type of football team you think they are, and sort of how you match up.
Yeah, well, scoring machine on offense, really sound on special teams. They tackle on defense, and we'll get into all the schemes. I won't get into how we're gonna, specifically how we're gonna attempt to attack or defend, but really impressed.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to WJRT. Yusuf, we're having trouble hearing you. Can you type your question into the chat, please? Thanks, Coach, for your patience.
In the meantime, I'd just like to say that I can't wait to come to Phoenix. Everybody loves Phoenix, and back in the days when I used to go there, my beautiful Aunt Jay and Uncle Crossy were still alive and lived in Phoenix, and Jimmy and Pam Vaccaro, cousins, are still there. They used to have a restaurant named Vaccaro's that we used to love to go to, and also one of my favorite guys in the whole world, Jerry Murphy, and the whole Murphy family. Can't wait to see you all. And Mark Madsock, another dear friend. Can't wait to see you all, and the family's looking forward to spending time with you when we get out there as well.
So, Coach, speaking of Phoenix and Arizona, I mentioned in the outset you were the quarterback of the 86 team, and I can't believe a question hasn't come up about that time yet. So I'm going to ask it. Share with us your experience of, playing a Nebraska team and the hard fought game and playing in this game one time. And now you're able to come back. I would have to check our record books. I didn't do so to find out if you're the first ever person to play in the game and then coach it.
Probably not. Probably others have done that, I would think. Yeah, back growing up as a kid, used to always watch the Fiesta Bowl on TV, and everybody out there warm, and we were back, snow on the ground, and the people used to sit on that hill. That's the thing I first remember, and then watching the game. So it was really awesome to play in that game. Got to meet Tom Osborne, and super competitive game against Nebraska. We were fortunate to win the game. Since then, been back many times. Been there for spring training for baseball. Been there to play pro games as a pro athlete and coach. And college coach when I was at Stanford, played ASU a bunch of times. So just a great place. I think everybody loves Phoenix.
Thanks, Coach. The question from Youssef is, when was the first time you realized that JJ was the competitor that he is?
I'm pretty sure right away, but then it always it's daily, weekly, monthly. I could tell you a bunch of stories, but you just see it. It's just who he is, what his parents have poured into him, Jim and Megan McCarthy. I mean, Jim's this larger than life personality, and Megan is just this very calm, sophisticated, wonderful, but deep down, competitor and fierce protector of their family. And I just see it. Both those parents have poured into JJ, and he's almost identical 50-50 carbon copy of his mom and dad. And I just so thankful for all the parents on our team that have poured so much into the youngsters that are on the team. It just makes it so easy to to be their coach and be around them on a day-by-day basis. I mean, they've all been taught so many of the lessons in terms of hard work, competition, being accountable, doing what is right. Not just JJ, but pretty much our entire squad. And just watching, that the apple doesn't fall too far from the branch is, really shows up so much with our team in relation to what their parents are like.
Brian?
Yeah, Coach, one more quick one for you. You and Coach Dykes kind of crossed paths a little bit in the Pac-12. Obviously, he was at Arizona, you're at Stanford, then then his tenure at Cal. What do you remember about Coach Dykes and his teams? Anything stand out? Did you guys spend any time together?
No, we really haven't spent too much time together, but just been a fan from afar. The strategy, I guess there's decision making and there's strategy, and it's good to know the difference between the two. But I think he's outstanding at both, and strategically, just like watching his football. I think he thinks a lot like a really good chess player, and I respect that.
Great. Thank you. And with that, we will close out today's media availability session with Coach Harbaugh and welcome you all to the 2022 College Football Playoff semifinal at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, an exciting matchup between number 3 TCU and number 2 Michigan on New Year's Eve. We'll see you all when we get to Arizona. Again, the first media availability session is Tuesday, the 27th. we'll let you know when the teams arrive, and there will be some arrival availability as well. But happy holidays. Please let us know anything we can do to help you out. Please don't forget to apply for credentials at